Good evening, everyone. This is Ravendale here, aka Kylo100, and you might have heard Facebook going off. I'm here for a new video. This is kind of like a short tease about something that I decided to do, but I don't feel like sitting down and watching the whole movie. I decided to give you my thoughts on the Detectors on Massacre series from first to the latest. As anyone knows, is that the Detectors on Massacre franchise is my favorite horror franchise. Leatherface is my favorite horror character. Now, that probably will surprise a lot of people because normally people say, you know, the Halloween franchise is their favorite. You know, Michael Myers is their favorite horror character of all time. People will say that about Friday the 13th, Jason Voorhees, Nightmare, and I'm sure Freddy Krueger, Child's Play, Chucky, or Tiffany. I like Leatherface because personally, I think he's a bit kind of more, to me, Leatherface, well, Toby Hooper and his and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the first one, the iconic original, the cult classic, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is to me kind of laid down the blueprint of slasher films at the time because of the whole final girl, rest in peace, Marilyn Burns, and of course Jim Seldo and the guy who played Franklin. I'm sorry, dude, I forgot your name for a split second. Which they played Marilyn Burns and Drayden Sawyer, aka the cook in the movie, and of course the dude who played Franklin. I forgot his name. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disrespect him or nothing, but I feel like with Halloween, they kind of came in, they kind of perfected it and gave it the whole modern slasher terms, the whole modern slasher rule, like no sex, no drugs, no drinking, and don't say I'll be right back. These movies are not like this. Now, here's the thing, in a way, they did say the whole I'll be right back thing before Halloween came along because, you know, Jerry said, you know, I'm gonna go look for them, I'll be back, or something like that, and then he goes off and he gets scared. He walks into the kitchen. He walks into the kitchen. Leatherface is hiding in the shadows. Pam comes out of the which is a jump scare, comes out of the freezer, which that freaked me out, by the way. He gets scared. Leatherface runs in, bashes him down with the hammer, and then cut him up into meat. To me, that's the first instance of the whole be right back. And then there's Kirk that did that, and Pam, you know, yeah. So anyways, let's do this. Like I said, I have other films. Currently, this is my Texas Chainsaw Massacre collection. Currently, I'm going to be doing my own version of what Sky, the movie guy, is doing called Operation Halloween. Mine is going to be, Operation Saul's Family, which a lot of people may say, oh, you're ripping up the title. I'm not ripping it off, I'm just doing my own, and I hope he's okay with that. I love his videos, by the way. He's, tell things like it is, which I like. A lot of people don't like that nowadays, but oh well. We have the classic, the series started out, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is the 2-disc Ultimate Edition. This is the previous one before they released the 4K one, which I want to get that soon. It's a steelbook, which is why I like it. I actually got this for, I believe, around $10 last year. They jacked up the price on Amazon because this is pretty much out of print now. Thank God I have this before. It's pretty sturdy. Unlike one of the scariest movies of all time, even more terrifying 30 years later. I don't get scared of the option, so I have to disagree. I can see why this made a big impact. I just thought I could tell you the special features and all that. But I'm gonna say that for my Halloween collection. So anyways, the whole point, the movie starts out, you have the opening scene of the hitchhiker digging bodies up, and it shows the 2 corpses wrapped around the building. Gritty scene. I would have loved to be there during the 70s, where when the people see that scene and they're shocked, like, holy shit. that was coming from the, I believe the Exorcist came before Texas Massacre. I'm not sure. I have to look it up. I mean, that's coming right out of Night of the Living Dead, which, if you think about it, Texas Massacre was kind of worse at the time because you never seen that before. I mean, yeah, we had Psycho, but you never seen, like a chainsaw maniac running around. So, pretty much, the story is that, Miriam Burns' character, Sally Artistine, and her, here we go, her, wheelchair-bound brother, Franklin, is going to their grandfather's place. They stop at the gas station, which in Texas Massacre films, if you go to any gas stations, you're fucked. Okay? Let's be honest here. And then Drake and Tell, they go inside and they buy, sausage. Drayden comes out, and he's telling them pretty much that no, do not mess around with old houses and all that. Though, the girls won't like it and all that. That was pretty much his way of saying that I do not want you around my house. The Sawyers are they're not big on company, as you probably know. Which back then it was just called Leatherface and his brothers. I'm gonna make this a long video. Just fuck it. I don't care what people say. A lot of people do this type of videos before. I'm gonna do it. So pretty much, they go to the house, which not much about the scene is, Franklin's getting pissed because they forgot about him and he's feeling like he shouldn't have came. And then Kirk and Pam ask him, where's the water is, and he goes, the cousin to goes, well, if you go right between, well, there's a path right down there between the old shed. And then they go down, and they're talking about how they can earn money for gas and all that other stuff, and then they get to the house. Pam sits down in the swinging chair. Kirk goes in. He hears him in the back. He runs up. Leatherface comes out and just smashes him on the head. After that, Pam walks in, and the same thing happens to her, but she gets hooked on the meat hook. Later on, Sally and Franklin are freaking out. They're trying to figure out where they are. Franklin doesn't want to go, so they end up going. Franklin hears a noise. He puts a flashlight. Leatherface comes. The only chainsaw death in this movie. Franklin kills Leatherface kills Franklin by pretty much cutting him up with a chainsaw. Which that scene is actually on the back here. It's that scene. I'm not sure you can see it. It's that scene right there when he killed when Gunner as Leatherface kills Franklin, the character Franklin, death by chainsaw. So Sally gets freaked out. She runs, drops the freaking, flashlight. She makes it to Drayton's gas station / grill, which, like I said, the cook. He tries to get her to calm down, then he, beats her, which, ironically enough, Jim Saldo didn't like doing that scene. He was actually a very nice man. So, that's a double thumbs up to him, because I respect him greatly. He pretty much, at the end, is pretty much the Sawyers are terrifying her. They want to kill her, and they get Grandpa. Grandpa didn't do the job well because he's old. He's very old. Nubbins, which is the hitchhiker, says, I'll do it, blah, blah, blah. That gives her time to escape. Leatherface comes after her. The truck runs over the hitchhiker. Leatherface cuts his leg, which is a famous scene, by the way. That's actually a steak that they use, a raw steak. They use really good, they didn't use any fake effects, they use actual real props, actual real bones, etc. And Sally finally escapes, but she goes insane. And it has the classic Leatherface swinging his saw around. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I want to give like a short. I didn't want to do a scene by scene. Watch the film. Recommend this version. And you like steelbooks? Even I'm collecting all the versions of films. It's loaded with bonus features. Love this film. Now, next up. The second sequel, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I don't know why they used the remake font for this, and they use like a Saw type influence on the cover. And then he said not rated. This is definitely the rated version. I'm not sure what the difference is. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is pretty much a comedic horror movie. It has a lot of jokes. The plot is that Lefty is trying to get revenge for his brother's kids, which is Sally and Franklin. And this radio DJ wants to hit the big time, so they kind of partner up. The ending scene, which is one of my favorites, it's a chainsaw battle between Lefty and Bill Johnson's Leatherface, which I think Bill Johnson did a pretty good job, but he definitely had a lot of, he definitely had a lot of competition with Gunner's Leatherface going on. And there's some great comedic lines. So, like, one of my favorite is, "Lick my plate, you dog dick," which is chopped up, played by Bill Moseley, which is one of my favorite characters of the Chainsaw Massacre films. And at the end of the movie, there's a saw that's in between the great grandma and Hoodoo in Chainsaw Heaven. I think that's implied as the Leatherface original Saw. And she cuts Chop Top up after he just starts slicing her. And it kind of, at the end, it kind of shows like a little Easter egg of Sally doing her own chainsaw dance, which wasn't as good as Gunner's. Now, let me say, you didn't get, that's pretty much what the film is. That's pretty much what it is. I could say, like, now, I don't want to spoil it, but how that ended up coming to be is these two drunken idiots would not stop calling Sally and pretty much joking around with her. They piss off Chocolate in the truck. They go on the bridge. There's Chocolate's truck. He starts backing up. They start going forward. Leatherface jumps up, like, holy shit, which Bill Johnson wasn't even Leatherface in that scene, it was someone else. Cuts the dude heads off, crash, it was recorded on a show. That's pretty much what set it all up. Drayden gets pissed, so it's a good movie. It's definitely one of my favorite. It's not my favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, but I mean it's good. They're probably going to have to start updating the movie now since number 2 and number 3 is owned by Warner Brothers now. So good movie. I recommend it. It's in widescreen. It has some good bonus features, I guess. So I recommend it. I'd probably give this on 3 out of 5. The original I get 5 out of 5. Now forward to me, one of the probably the most underrated Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Newsline during that time was a behemoth. They had Jason, Freddy, and Leatherface in their repertoire. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3 plot is pretty much the same to where they get tricked, etc. Something happens. I'm not sure how to say the plot. It's very weird. The plot points are very choppy at times, but overall it's a great film. I recommend watching the unrated version. A lot of fans has some nice bonus features too, has some alternate scenes and a documentary and all that and commentary. This movie was actually supposed to be a lot more darker and a lot more bloodier, but the lead guy from New Line pretty much said, I do not want this film, it's nasty. See, I'm thinking, you guys put out Freddy Krueger movies? But you guys remember during that time, the MPAA was a really big force in Hollywood. They were screwing up horror movies like boom. So this got the same treatment, and the director didn't want any part of it. they told him, like, take me off that movie, and they told him they can't because it's about a couple days before the theater premiere and all that. So this film was good. The plot, I was just so this girl and this guy, which he gets killed by Jason. Kind of funny if you ask me. He gets killed by Jason and Leatherface. But anyways, he goes. They are taking this car to her dad in Florida or California, Florida, I believe. And pretty much, they meet a hitchhiker, which is played by this guy that ends up becoming a big actor in Lord of the Rings. He plays Tex. There's another guy that plays Alfredo. There's another guy that plays Tinker. There's one that plays the mom, and there's one Logan, and then there's Ari Milhoff as Leatherface. I like piss off Leatherface. Okay, that's the Leatherface I prefer. I like him aggressive, mean, and straight to the point. That's pretty much what the plot is. You know, all hell breaks loose. I don't really need to say anything about this film. I'll just be saying what sums it up. Love this film. I either like it as much as I do with the second one, or probably a bit above. I'm also planning a costume, and the saw is fucking awesome. Now for, if there is truly a bastard movie of this franchise, say hello. Detectors on Massacre Next Generation. The plot is pretty much similar to the original. It's pretty much what it is. Do I have to say it? But instead of a gas station, they go to this office with this chick. This is the only Detectors on Massacre that has nudity in it. And I'm not going to say anything about this film. I hate this film with a passion. I'm very disappointed. I really am disappointed with Kim Hinkle. He really disappointed me there. If they wanted to bring Detectors on Massacre back in the 90s, do it right. And I got this used on Amazon, which this is pretty much, as long as it plays, but if it doesn't, I'll be letting them know about this. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna be happy. So anyways, now to get to my two top favorites of the franchise, the remake and the prequel. The remake, love it. That's the first Detectors on Massacre I saw. I prefer the Leatherface on here compared to the original, but I prefer the actor of the original Leatherface compared to the remake, because the remake of Leatherface, I've heard he's very cocky, he's very arrogant, he's very, he's racist, and he's all this other stuff, and he badmouths the other Detectors on Massacre actors. This is not the first Leatherface, and he's not the last. The remake kind of does the same scenario with the original, but they change things up a bit, which I like. I recommend the film, really do. It's a good Detectors on Massacre film. A lot of people don't agree, but then again, remakes are the bane of every horror fan's existence. Now, the prequel. My favorite look of Leatherface. It's before he got his mask, and he has that bandana looking thing around his face, and he has the hair, which my hair kind of looks like it, by the way. That movie is very different. It's very... We get to see how Leatherface was birthed, which is... That actually makes me feel uncomfortable, by the way. Because I'm sure there are workers that are treated that way. The plot is pretty much... I like it how it shows more of the Hugh family, I will say this much. It doesn't focus so much on the main cast. I forgot how the movie goes. I know that it's pretty much to where this brother doesn't want to become part of a Vietnam War, because you guys remember, the Vietnam War was a very sour subject during that, and it probably still is, because a lot of people say it is a war, it's really not a war, it's something that we should not be a part of. I'm not going to get into politics like that, but Detectors on Massacre at the beginning, I recommend it. Give these films a chance. Do not I hate them because they're different and all that, and they have gore and all that. But I highly recommend these. I know that people say, but use it. I will be doing a more in-depth review once I watch the film. I'm just giving you a rundown of my current Detectors on Massacre movie collection. This will always stay last unless something worse comes out. So yeah, the remake and the prequel double feature. Now, not the most hated Detectors on Massacre film, but probably to a lot of people, it's probably above number 3 or below number 3. With me, it's above. It's probably number 4 on my list. Because if we're gonna be honest, the beginning is number 1, the remake is number 2, and the original is number 3. But technically, the remake and the original are tied with me. 3D's. This one's number 4. Yeah, no, it's number 3. Me. This is Texas Chainsaw, aka Texas Chainsaw 3D, to be quite simple. This can choose The Babe, one of my favorite horror chicks. Well, now Scream Queens. Alexandria Daddario, something like that. This film wipes out the other sequels out of existence. This is a direct sequel to this. I do have some complaints about it. The one complaint is the open shot with Bill Moseley as Drayton. I understand they had to do that, but during before it shows like the scenes of the original Texas Massacre, and during the scene to where it has Jim saying, "Get her, Grandpa, get her," you know, it has Jim, photoshopped in there in the original. I'm thinking, don't do that. Leave it as Jim. That should be a freaking tribute to him. Or B, dub, have Bill Moseley say his own thing, but I doubt they could. Actually, I bet they could. The plot is pretty much Alexandria Daddario finds out that her grandma died. They go to this house. It's a nice house, by the way. Looking in the basement, pretty much the town hates the Sawyers. Leatherface wants revenge on them. So we get to see kind of a more humanized Leatherface. I know that people found that stupid and all that, but I think it's kind of cool because Leatherface is pretty much something without his family. I doubt Leatherface could do anything if he didn't have at least one of his family members with him. So pretty much you got to see a bit more anti-hero Leatherface, but you do still feel sorry for the people that don't deserve it. I absolutely love this film. I don't find nothing wrong with it, but people will probably complain. And once again, aggressive Leatherface. So which I love. So pretty much this is my whole overview about what I think about all the movies and all that. I try to do the plot thing, but I don't want to make this video too long. This is my favorite horror franchise. Always will be too. If you don't own these yet, I recommend it. If you want to start a DVD collection, go ahead and do that first. I think it'll be a while before we see the third one and next generation on Blu-ray. But next time I will be doing, when I sit down and do my full review, I'll do a different video for each movie and all that to let you know about the plot and what I think about it and all that, my true thoughts after watching again. I just watched this one. I watched the first 3 at my sister's house for around horror hound time. Next generation is gonna be interesting. Let's see if my opinion changed or still the same. So this is Ravendale here. Peace out, and something is coming on Tuesday, hopefully Monday. I'll let you all know. You guys will be seeing me unbox something. So peace out. Have a good weekend, everybody.